they'll open up the scanner here. This is the screen. Let's start over here in just a minute. So when the first voter comes in, they will open up the bottom, show them that there's nothing in the bin, and this is the auxiliary bin, so in case we have an emergency, then it goes down and then they go in here, so they make sure there's nothing in there. And then we're going to take these seals. Okay, those are sealed up until the end of the election. And that's at the end of the night, they will cut the seals. So when they put the seals on, they'll put the time they put the seals on and the number of the seal. So if they have to change it anytime during the day, then they will put the time that they put the new seal on and the number of the seal. So we have a tally of that. Takes just a minute for this to warm up.
So it's my understanding, if the machine quits working for one reason or another, you can continue voting by opening up this slot.
Right, you open up this, push the slot down, and then they just put the ballots in
You can
there.
continue putting ballots in there, but they have to be read by hand.
No.
Or
Once
they
we,
go back in the scanner when it's working.
or we bring a new scanner in and they'll put them into the
I
new
see.
scanner, and then they will tabulate the two tapes at the end of the
see.
night.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I have to put the little code, they have a secret code that we have to put in there. So I'm gonna put that in. And only the judges, me and Glenda, are the only ones that know these codes, and we change them for every election.
I didn't watch.
I turned the camera down.
At the top it says public count, so it's a 0, so that means there's no counts on here. We're starting at 0.
Okay.
It does have a count on it,
It does, yeah. It has a protected count, which is 67.
What's that?
A protected count, so that's
What's that mean?
when they're doing testing on it, when they first set up the machine.
though. It's the number of previous ballots that have passed through this machine.
I see. So that's a continuous count aside from the tabulation, the voting.
It lets us know how many have been
Through
went
this machine.
Through this machine.
Right.
Now, they were recalibrated, and I don't know if that's the correct term for it, but we had an update. And anyhow, so they all went back to 3. And then we've tested all of these, to make sure that they come up and are working. So you have that count there, but what we're concerned with is the public count.
Right.
So when we train our workers too, this is a good balance for those from the poll book to the issuing clerk. Then somebody's giving them a ballot, then the receiving clerk. So at a given point, you can check how many people have voted.
I watched them do that at the 22 election.
Yeah.
They did it every half hour to 45
Well,
minutes.
and one of the judges this morning offered a neat thought, and she goes, well, we just put a little dot on our sheet that shows how many we issue or receive, that we balanced at that time, so we don't have to go way back in case you're off a person. So they mark, like Faye would have voted here, say she's number 2, but over here she's gonna be number 5 on how she processed through the voting line. So you can kind of tick and tie and see where you're at as far as people.
Okay, so once that's all ready, it says open the poll, so you push on the open the poll button.
What's this tape being generated here?
This is basically just the information, what time it was open, what type of firmware it has.
System settings?
And now it's 0 totaling, so it's going through all of the races and it's showing that every one of them is 0.
Okay, so each tabulator has its own tape,
Yes, and they're precinct
own
specific.
ballot configuration to where they can only read one.
Right, but the courthouse can read all of them because we get
I see.
absentee ballots in. So this one
I
is
see.
gonna have everybody, all precincts on it. So this one is Copeland, so it would only have Copeland ballots in
I
it.
see.
If you took a ballot from Valley View and tried to put it in there, it wouldn't take it. It would kick it out. But this one is set up to take all of them because, like I say, we have the absentees and So we have a test deck that has ballots from all precincts, so we use it.
So someone could go to the courthouse on the voting day and vote?
No,
Okay.
that's for absentees. All the absentees that we've got in, we have to scan those in.
Gotcha, okay, but you can't do it until the day of?
No,
Okay, gotcha,
just on the polling sites.
gotcha.
Tomorrow is the last day to come to the office and vote absentee in person. So you see it has
It'll be a long.
all zeros.
Okay, I'm more interested in the settings myself.
Uh-oh, I'm gonna run a paper.
Oh,
What happens to that tape? You store all that? You store all that? Those tapes?
we have boxes.
We'll save all of that.
So
So that's a good end to this one, right?
so the ballot identification is on that USB stick, right? So you can't. get rid of
And they're
stuff.
all precinct specific, yes. And we have a couple that we keep as backups that will take any of them, so if something happens, then we can take it in and set it up and it's ready to go.
Well, the example would be in here because we have 3 polling sites in here. So North Bonners Ferry is North Bonners Ferry. So should somebody, actually, let me go to the end. Let's do Valley View and Bonners Ferry Kootenai. Should they do this? They'll beep at it. It won't take them because it's not in the right precinct.
So that it'll get an alert, when they insert the ballot, it'll get an alert to
It won't
reject
take it.
wrong precinct.
It'll spit it back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go spit it out.
But because we have absentees,
Right, you do multiple
Yeah.
courts. I see.
it won't beep at us because we don't want it to.
Yeah, this is Valley View, so it should be good. Just about done. Alright. Okay. So these ballots, the machine reads the barcodes around the sides.
Grid.
The grid. So let's say this person, well, as you can see, this person put too many on here, but it will read this ballot to this code, and that so it knows where what person they
Just
voted.
goes across grid.
Yep. These can go in. Oops. Since it's a one-sided ballot, if people want to be private, they can come to the polling and they can put it in upside down, and it will take the ballot upside down. It will take it forwards, backwards, front ways, back ways.
Really? Interesting.
So, for this, like I showed you, that one had way too many things
Had
marked on it.
overvotes on it.
Right. So it's saying you have this many overvotes, and these are the contests that you have overvotes on. Do you want to cast the ballot, or do you want to take it back and go get a new ballot and have this one spoiled?
Okay.
So for just purposes, we're just going to cast it.
And you heard it from Tanya and the ballot.
But then, what happens when there's an overvote? You can only vote for one and you voted for two.
Right. So you can take that ballot back to your,
Right, you
Pull
can
it.
correct it, get a spoiled
get it
ballot.
spoiled and get a new one.
And that's why there's a lady sitting here watching.
Yes. And just to help
But
make
so
sure
how does
that you
that
put it in
count?
right.
How does that count on the?
It doesn't.
It doesn't, because there were overvotes.
Because
see.
she pushed cast just for the sampling, but she could have pushed
Taking it back,
yeah.
got another ballot, marked
Yeah.
So
it.
does that go into the main drop box, or is there an out box that they outsort?
The spoil ballots, they will go.
No, I mean in the machine, does it,
No, it's in the bottom.
for like,
It goes with all of them.
there's not a out stack? Okay.
It goes with all of them.
They all go in together.
For like a write-in
So,
candidate.
see, this
Does that
one's
get-
blank.
Okay, so, well, we don't have write-ins in this instance.
I know, but
So it won't show anything. So what we had to do with write-ins for the last one, we had 4 write-ins. One for governor, was there 1 or 2? Okay, we had 4 write-ins, one for county commissioner.
For senator,
State
Senator,
senator was one.
And do we have, I can't remember.
And
who the
Berlin.
third one is.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so we had 4 write-ins. We had to go back through every ballot and verify the intent of the voter. But the voter had to have colored in the oval, okay, first and foremost.
The oval that said write-in?
Yeah, so if they wrote a name in and they didn't fill the bubble in, it wasn't valid.
It didn't count, okay?
Okay.
But we had, for some reason, they kept switching too. So we had to go back through. So the machine will count your write-ins, the oval,
Right.
okay? Let the machine do it. Then as a process, we had to go back through each oval.
And then
And the name.
down.
Because the machine can't scan the name.
Now, a lot of them had a name and not an oval colored. Those were not counted.
I see.
Or it could
Interesting.
have an oval colored and have the
That's
wrong name and
was
that,
how the directive came from the Secretary
Mickey
of State.
Mouse.
Okay, well, and we did have a Mickey Mouse, if
Yes.
I remember
we
correctly.
get a lot of Mickey Mouse.
Can you vote
Donald
anything
Duck.
for write-in, or do you have to have a specific name? that-
They have to be certified as a write-in to be
Okay.
able to, you can write any
Or
name
Donald
down,
Duck,
but for
right.
it to be counted, it has to be a certified
Right, okay,
write-in.
right, okay.
So we could write a bunch of names on this ballot. Well, one, there's no lines on it.
There's no lines, yeah.
But if there was, you can write anything on there. It's not gonna do anything because it is not told to do anything with it.
Well,
So-
when you count them, then if it doesn't, if it's not one of the verified writing, it just throws it away. Right.
Plus, it's not counted.
So you reconcile the number of ballots that you have in the stack that are write-ins, you reconcile that with the number of filled-in ovals.
Well,
That
the machine
counted.
has counted the ovals.
Uh-huh,
What we are doing is verifying the name.
I see. But the
Because,
count-
Write-in, because there's
the
no
count
name
is-
associated with the oval.
so if you had 120 ovals colored
Right.
in, but there was only 20 for the right person, we had to deduct 100 for here.
Exactly, but the counts are reconciled.
Yes,
Mhm.
however we choose to say or get at it, yes, they are.
Okay,
Okay.
so this was a blank ballot, so it's saying your ballot is blank. Do you want to cast the ballot or do you want to return it? So then you would get your ballot back, you would go back
Is
to
that
the.
completely blank or just,
You're
yeah.
blank.
It happened to be completely blank.
completely
blank.
blank, okay?
Yep,
But for this purpose, Cherry's gonna tell it to cast it,
Okay.
because it's a test.
it's a test, yeah. To see that it catches.
And so I hope you're watching that the count is increasing each time, the public count.
Up there, color count, yeah.
Here up there at the
The
top.
ones that we went on.
Oh, yeah, 6.
And see, you can put it in this way.
Right.
You can put it in upside down
Yep.
this way. And it's just gonna count.
Cherry, I'm gonna give you these two, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
take this one because this is not part of our.
Right,
test.
that's the one that I did. Okay, so we have what's called the express vote over here. These are for people that need assistance. It has braille, it has headphones that you can listen to. They're just blank pieces of paper. Goes in this little slot right here. And these are precinct specific also. So this one is set up from William Springs, so it's good.
Oh, okay. Oh, each one has it.
Oh, so they don't have to come here, they can go to their precinct of residence. There, you
Yes.
have like multiple?
Yes, we have
Okay.
one for every precinct and they're all set up for each precinct.
Okay, that's cool.
We've had them for a number of years.
So it has your selections. So this is for, so your, whatever your party affiliation is, then let's say,
You're a Democrat, let's pick a Democrat.
oh, I just picked Republican. So it says, is this what you want? Or Moray Springs Republican, and you're gonna accept that. So it's instructions on tell you what to do. To vote for a candidate, touch the person's name. We don't have any write-ins. follow on-screen instructions to cast your ballot. Stay at the booth until you see the thank you screen. So you're gonna start voting. And like I say, it has
Okay.
this little touchpad that has Braille on it.
Nice.
It has headphones that go right here, so if someone, you know, has,
They're in the case right
yeah.
now.
So this is the ballot. So you're gonna go through and you're gonna mark whoever you want to vote for. So we're just gonna go through and mark.
The whole thing highlights then.
Mm-hmm.
Are these in each precinct?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have been for years.
I thought so.
I've never seen one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have people wanting to use them. We
Oh.
do have,
And
that's,
there's,
it's your choice.
That,
Okay.
Right.
that was my next question.
so
How much
those
use
are
do they
what we
get?
picked. So you're gonna pick
Not very much.
review selections,
Okay,
and it's gonna show you what you picked
good, yeah.
to make sure that's what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
If you don't, you can go back to your ballot and you can change things before
Oh.
you push. So we're gonna go to the next page,
Just voting back into it.
and we're going to print the ballot.
Nice. I don't think this is express though. I think we could have done it a lot quicker by filling out the paper ballot.
This
But
is, this is most likely a required by the EAC
No, I think it's a good system. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking the express
for,
might be.
We used
accessible
to
voting.
have something
So
that was
you get this, that has all of
2
your,
feet by 3 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the actual ballot?
that's the actual ballot.
And
So
then-
that's the backup for this.
Same thing, but, oh.
And then where does it go?
Then you have to go turn it
Then you
in.
take this to the DS200. I'm not gonna put this in.
Okay.
Then that goes into the, yeah.
I'm gonna use the one that they sent us for testing purposes. And it goes in the little slot here in the top.
Okay.
But you can put it underneath too, Jerry.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, huh.
And it's voted just like a regular ballot.
Do very many of them not wanna use it?
We don't have a whole lot of people use them.
I don't know.
So the only two ballots that are acceptable by this machine are those two papers? Okay.
And then the poll clerk will have a separate sheet that they will write that person's name on that gets the express vote.
Okay.
So that we know that there's express votes to look for.
Oh.
Well, and for balancing.
And for balancing, yes.
South Carolina is touchscreen.
Oh, was it?
So it was. There's no paper, which is a mistake.
So technically, these are
Yeah.
paper ballots.
I know, yeah.
One of mine.
I mean, we still take cash, but we count them with machines in the back room.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept.
We're lucky.
Yeah. Now, I did see a video that was sent to me where someone could be outside and they can hack into like a Bluetooth type Wi-Fi.
So you do realize, and I don't have that stuff here, I left it, or I took it with me, that there was legislation passed that the Secretary of State, the state of Idaho, has, passed law that they are not connected to the internet.
Okay,
So, for somebody to do Bluetooth,
right.
fine, correct, they would have to have that ability, and they don't.
Okay.
So, I don't know how to answer that. And then what we'll do, we've got tapes, we take all the tapes and we combine them together. And then so we have the judges call in the results to us, okay?
Mhm.
A new feature this year is the over and under votes, and I do feel sorry for, counties that are truly paper counties, counting them, because now they have another item added to their agenda where they have to track the over and the under votes, because you don't have to vote every race. Your race is on here for, the Supreme Court,
Yeah, this
Three of
one's,
them.
there's
and
three.
none of them are contested.
Right,
So a lot of people, plain and simple, don't vote them.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
but now you've added another layer in your paper ballot that you're going to have to keep track of your undervotes.
So if you didn't color in that oval, that's now an undervote.
Oh,
But
no.
it's a cool way because now you can balance back for that particular, you should,
I get it.
or they plain forgot.
And I'm not saying this stuff happens here. I'm saying that machine is capable of it.
But it doesn't, but let's not, we don't want to give Boundary County the thought that
No,
that
we don't.
machine is hooked up to the internet, because it is not.
Well,
Okay.
Boundary County is probably the safest voting place.
Thank you.
Good
Did
job.
you get that?
Yes, I did.
I agree, but nobody trusts these machines anymore.
No, they don't.
Dave, I've been in on hand counts, and I'm gonna tell you what, there's as much error on hand counts.
Is there?
There is. I
I'm
don't,
not doubting you, Linda.
Yeah.
There's cases around the country where the ballot image capture feature is turned off. There's cases
we
around,
don't have that here.
you don't have the ballot images?
Nope,
Did you ever have punch cards?
no,
Ever?
We don't have the ballot images.
no, we
That-
don't take
That
that.
solves
Okay.
that problem.
That's another ongoing question.
Solves that problem.
So, I have to get it in my budget to do it, okay? And I'm having a rough time making out what she's trying to tell me it's gonna cost, so I can't answer that one. We can have it installed in these
Right,
to capture an image.
right.
Now, when you go to Ada County, oh, no, okay, so you can capture ballot images, but we do not have the technology to do it. So I don't even wanna pretend like you can say, well, give me a copy.
It's not an on and an off button.
No, there is not one.
It has to be programmed.
Ada County, he went out and did Trent did that on his own. And he's Ada County, he's like another state.
Yeah.
He has the resources to
They have a
do
whole
it.
building for elections in Ada County.
I mean, it's
Also-
nasty.
Right.
Also, Ada County has made CBRs and ballot images online available to the public.
Okay.
Yes,
So
because they have
64
the
is-
technology.
So you're finished and you're at
That's a good
64.
example.
64. Polls are closed.
Okay.
It's 8:05.
So now it's gonna spit out the tape of all of the ballots that went through.
Okay.
For all of the precincts, for all of the contests.
So you're hand stamping every single ballot?
Oh, yeah.
Not,
Everything.
and do you just use your clerk?
This is a date stamp.
Oh, it's a date stamp. So it's like what you stamp on your paperwork at the clerk's office?
No, it says,
We'll find it.
official election ballot and then the
Oh.
date of the election.
Okay.
And it
Interesting.
might take
Registered
us
voters. How many registered voters?
7,772
So
at
basically-
cutoff.
I cut off right now we're
Basically,
at
you order 7,000 some
7,779,
ballots.
I think.
Yeah.
Your more ballots than you have registered voters, or the same exact same number?
At 100% at that time.
We may have quite a few people turn out because we have the senator race.
Yeah, and the
representatives
sheriff
and
race.
the sheriff.
Yeah.
But, okay, hypothetically, if you don't have anybody, and maybe you've only got like your governor with whatnot, you're gonna find you won't have as many people
Right.
show up.
Right.
But,
You don't know.
no,
So you gotta be
I
prepared.
guarantee we will have ballots left.
Right. And that's good.
We always
I mean,
do.
reality,
Sure.
budget wise,
Of
no,
course.
but reality, it's good.
But we do a lot of work to get ready. We make sure we have supplies.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You can only do what you can do.
I agree.
Now, if we run out of ballots, let's run out of ballots. Those will work.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So let's run out. Have at it.
And you're gonna, if you hypothetically run out, it's gonna be at the end of the day anyways. You're gonna be down to the small numbers. Yeah.
Have you ever had 100% turnout?
No, that's an anomaly.
Let's
How
see.
many was that?
I'm gonna get close to you, Dave.
Turnout.
It was the high 80s. It was
Really?
in
Pretty
80s.
cool.
I thought it was. You know,
And then,
that's what we'll have at the courthouse. But here they'll have this precinct-wise, but that is what they call to us.
and you see that
If we
it's completely
suggest
empty,
to
there's
them
nothing
that
left in there, so we make sure that there's nothing in the ballot.
Okay, nothing in here.
And nope, nothing in there, because we never had to use
To
that.
make sure that they.
Yeah.
But they will look in there,
Right.
if they had to use it, they'll
Sure.
break the seal and look inside.
Sure.
When we get these at the courthouse from the precincts, we double check and then we double check.
Opening tag.
We don't take the paper, we'll take that number and
Right.
compare the ballot stubs. We compare the issue and receiving clerks, their amount, and then you have the poll book.
But for this purpose, so we would count them to make
Yeah.
sure that we have the same amount.
Yeah, well, basically, it gives you a count, then you just.
Yeah,
count
you
it,
look with the
it's fine.
count,
Okay.
Nice.
And I let him go.
And it doesn't display the count on there, like who won or whatever.
No.
No, just number of ballots counted.
Yeah.
Per clerk.
Yeah.
All right.
Tag register,
I think is that it?
Yeah, we have to clear out the votes because we wanted it zero when.
So yeah,
Yeah.
now I have to zero it out, so it's
Oh,
ready
okay.
to go. So, I would reopen the polls. I have to put in my secret code.
Oh, I turned it upside
Super
down.
secret code.
Okay.
It's,
So I'm going to clear the votes. It says 64 right now. Clear votes and continue.
Yeah, I can see how this is an easier process for you guys.
well,
And see,
okay.
it's back to zero.
Yeah, back to
So
zero.
then I'm going to turn it off, and it's going to be ready to go for,
And you're just gonna lock it and, okay.
and I'll lock it all up and
Okay.
And that's it?
transport it to, this one will be going to the courthouse, so we'll be transporting it to the courthouse,
Right.
and it's all locked up until, well, ready Tuesday.
Okay.
But then the commissioners will come in the morning and verify that that's empty and the numbers are at zero?
not the commissioners, no.
Oh, I thought the commissioners did that.
No,
Is that the voter judges that do
it's
that?
the
Yeah, the
judges
judges.
Okay,
of that
okay.
particular precinct and the first
And the
voter.
first voter. They should-
Oh, the first voter will get to do it. Oh, that's neat.